Hello, brothers and sisters. After some Western readers have recently moved to acknowledge the longs of the colonial era in Africa, and the museums have begun returning stolen African treasures and artifacts, Ghana's President Nana Akufo has called for a united front with African leaders on demands for reparation for transatlantic slavery and colonial era's damage. President of Ghana has called many times for the reparation to be paid to the African people due to the damage that has been done by slavery system and colonial system in Africa. It is almost 1 week since the President of Economic Freedom Fighter, Julius Malema, spoken about Africans to demand reparation in Kenya and call for Africa to unite, not collaborate, and cooperate, and called Africans all over the world to come together and unite and demand for reparation. And this comes after the King Charles visited Kenya and called the Kenyans to demand reparation due to the colonial damage done by the British rulers at that time. Now we see the president of Ghana, President Nana Akufo, spoken almost the same. My problem or my question is, are we led as Africa to come together to demand reparation as Africans, or will continue with this single person to speak without coming together? I think we need one meeting at AU headquarters in Addis Ababa to plan and to have a single say about reparation for the African people and African continent. But this is not enough. We need the African Union to call the meeting that will call all the people of Africa, and involving those who are in Caribbean and those who are in the diaspora, to come and decide and demand the reparation of the damage done by the slavery trade and also by colonial rulers that have been done in this continent. So this is my opinion on this, but all in all, we support what the president of Ghana has said. This is a good move and this is a starting point, but that is not enough. We need all of our leaders to come together on this. Not only on this, but even on minerals. We have been lost a lot of minerals in this continent during colonial eras. Many of our resources has been taken. We have seen our artifact has been taken. Now this artifact has been started to be returned, but that is not enough. They have already benefited from these resources. They have been benefited from our artifacts through the museums, benefited from our minerals. Now we see spiritually we have been destroyed. So we need, as the people of Africa, to demand these reparations without fear of any contradiction, and that is what I think will help us. But you cannot demand one by one. We need all of us. Maybe African Union to represent all of us. When African Union maybe will go to the summits in G20 summits, must address this. When African leaders must go to the UN General Assembly, must also address these issues. When African leaders assembled to these summits, we have seen recently about South Africa summits, Africa must address this. When Africa will be maybe called to the Russia Africa summit, we need also to address some issues that is concerning our mother continent Africa, instead of going there as individuals or as a single country. So, yes, that is the truth. Some colonial masters has been paid after stopping slavery trades, but those who have been affected are not paid reparation, and Africans are coming now to demand for the reparation. President Nana Akufo-Addo also has called on Africa to work together with the Caribbean to advance reparations, labeling it a valid demand for justice. Of course, no amount of money can restore the damage caused by the slavery trade or slave trade and its consequences. But surely this is a matter that the world must confront and can no longer ignore. This is according to the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo. He added by saying that even before these discussions on reparations conclude, the entire continent of Africa deserves a formal apology from the European nations involved in the slave trade. Of course, the problem that I see when it comes the issue like this, Africans, we need to come together. Yes, President Nana Akufo has spoken. What about other African leaders? If we come together and demand for reparation, this will sound, because we work together and we demand together at the same time. We have been called into many summits, but we are not addressing this as a problem. So we have seen recently Germany's President Frank Walter Steinmeier this month expressed his shame at crimes committed during his country's colonial rule in Tanzania. Also, we have seen British newspaper The Guardian apologized for the role of its founders in slavery and announced a decade-long program of restorative justice following an independent people. So you can see Africa has been affected by slavery, and if you know historically, those strong people, intelligent people in this continent, all of them have been taken from this continent. If you are strong, you have been taken, you have been sold like commodities to go and work to farms in southern part of America, into Caribbean, and yet today we are keeping silence. We need, as the people of Africa, all of us to demand reparation, not because we want to get money, but those who have committed these crimes must come and apologize for what they have done. And this is what the people of Africa want to hear. So I'm not sure if we, the people of Africa, will come together and one day said we are not going to some summits until our matters has been put on the table. We will not attend maybe some summits, assembles, until African or the people of Africa have paid their reparations. This is what we want to hear, and we call our leaders as President Nana Akufo to work together, to come together, united. So I think the time has come. When we talk about reparations, when we talk about Africa, first of all, we need to come together before going forward and demanding reparation. We cannot come together only for reparation. We need to come together to drive our agendas as Africans, all in the Caribbean, in the diaspora, and those who are in the continent. So what is your opinion on this? Will Africa unite and demand reparations, or it will take a time? And will European countries apologize especially those who are involved in this slave trade, apologize public and pay reparation to Africa? What is your opinion on this? Please write it on the comment sections if you have anything. So with those few updates, let me say thank you. I'll see you next time. Thank you.